I obey all your desires, but you let me burn in the fire. Spent my days trying to impress, fill up your emptiness. I don't know what else to say. I can feel you pull away. You don't understand where I come from, 'cause you're just love. In the chaos I see the bliss, in the mayhem I see the abyss. Just when you needed them the most, they're just ghosts. In the chaos I see the bliss, in the mayhem I see the abyss. Just when you needed them the most, they're just watching you fade away. You let me disintegrate. Don't leave me on my own. Watching you fade away. You let me disintegrate. Don't leave me on my own. In the chaos I see the bliss, in the mayhem I see the abyss. Just when you needed them the most, they're just ghosts. In the chaos I see the bliss, in the mayhem I see the abyss. Just when you needed them the most, they're just ghosts. Alrighty, that's a wrap for today. Trying to turn it off. Back workout was really good. I followed one of Mike's workouts again. The only thing I didn't do was rack pulls, just because I didn't feel like doing those. That's really it. But posing went well. I'm trying to figure out my opposite hip still. I almost feel like it looks better because my quad shows a lot more. So I was trying to figure out, I don't know if you guys can notice, but in the one pose I was trying to see if I should alternate hips for my main routine. We will see. But I'm gonna go sit in the sauna now and relax before going home, making breakfast and getting to work. Alrighty friends, long time no talk. Actually not that long, but I'm obviously at work now. We're gonna sit down and have a little chat when I get home. If you guys follow me on Instagram, well, and it's in the title of the video probably. But if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen yesterday for you guys, today for me, that I posted quite a long story on my Instagram, which I don't normally do, and just kind of talking about competing and like the healthiness of it and what's maintainable and sustainable, and how competing, like the body you get, is not necessarily maintainable. That's why I don't maintain it full year round. And I feel like you guys know this, those of you who do follow me like consistently and watch all of my videos. I at least like to think I do a pretty good job of trying to always emphasize that like I don't look like this all year round, and I try to show you like all the different parts of prep and my struggles, and just, yeah, I don't know. You guys are like my people. I feel like you get me, and I feel like I don't need to necessarily do a whole video like this, but I kind of just want to, because as an influencer, I guess I would call myself now, I don't know. I don't have a crazy amount of followers, but I am getting new followers every day, and my YouTube channel is growing, and I have more subscribers now. So I feel like I have an obligation to talk about it and just put it out there and have like a video that I can reference people to that is mainly about what I want to talk about. So we're gonna have a little chat later. I'm sorry if you do not like sit down talk videos with me, then you probably haven't really enjoyed the last couple. After this video, we will go back to a normal daily vlog, but I know I make comments about it in every video, but I don't really have one specific video that is like solely about competing and my thoughts on competing and thoughts on like a day-to-day lifestyle and what's maintainable and like body goals and all of that. So I think it's time. We're gonna have one. And yeah, so I'm going to pack these orders. The girl who's interviewing today is gonna be here soon. So I'm gonna eat my food and try to get like caught up on stuff here, so then she can kind of shadow me, and I'm gonna show her how to pack some orders, answer some emails. So it's gonna be a good day. Hopefully we can make it home a little early. I think she's only gonna be here for a couple hours, and I've gotten stuff pretty caught up here. So I will see you guys in a little bit for our chat. Made it home from work, feeling good. Marie, the girl that came in, was super, super, super sweet, and I have a feeling, I think Sammy's gonna give her the job. So very happy. That makes me just excited moving forward with work. So that's just a little update on that. So as for the talk I said I wanted to have with you guys, basically just how this even came about. Marie Wold, I'll show you guys. She posted a picture. If you go to her Instagram, her last IG post, that is her page, and this is the post I am talking about. Now, she talks about the extreme and sustainable. And basically, I mean, there's a whole big long caption. I'm not gonna read it to you guys. If you wanna go check it out, I suggest you do and actually read it. Basically talking about that there's a lot of people on social media now that do compete or diet at an extreme like that, and then their followers look at that and they just end up like using that as body goals. Like that's what they want to look like, and it's not realistic. I feel like I talk about that a lot with you guys, and I try to make that as clear as possible. That's why I love YouTube so much, and why I put such a big emphasis on staying consistent on YouTube, and especially through my bikini prep series. Why I like posting a video every single day, because I like you guys being able to kind of come through the entire journey with me. The ups, the downs. It would be a lot easier to kind of cover up the days where I'm not feeling as well, and the days I'm really hungry, the days I'm really tired. If I was doing like 3 vlogs a week, I could just choose the 3 days that I'm feeling good. And so I like taking you through my day-to-day life so you guys can see exactly what it takes to achieve this specific goal, and also just so you can take away, like, not that you need to compete. I've said that also many times on here. The goal of me sharing my journey is just simply to show that, like, whatever you set your mind to, you can work hard at it and achieve whatever goals you set for yourself. And that is literally it. I just want you guys to be motivated to kick butt at your goals and be able to accomplish your dreams and goals you set for yourself, because you can. And I believe in you guys. And it really is not at all related to wanting other people to compete or trying to get people to compete. In all honesty, I really don't want to get that many people to compete, because I really do think it takes a certain kind of person to, one, do it healthily, be able to go from start to finish without it messing with you mentally or physically. It's a lot on your body, and it's a lot on you mentally, and on like body image issues. It's just, competing is a lot. So it's definitely not something I recommend a bunch of people do. If it is something you want to do, I would never discourage you from doing it. I would be here to answer any questions you have. But I definitely think that people should really give it a lot of thought and consideration before choosing to do something like that. I thought about it for a year before I decided to make that commitment, making sure I was in a good place with food. like my relationship with food, and financially I was in a good place, mentally I was in a good place, all of that stuff. So basically what her post was talking about was how people are looking up to these extremes as body goals as, one, obviously not healthy for them to do, because people, like, in order to achieve that, you have to be, you're not being as healthy as you think you are. Like, competing is, and I said this on my IG story, I will never say that all competitors and your entire prep experience is unhealthy, because if it was, I wouldn't be competing. Like, you guys know me, my personality. Like, I strive to be healthy and just like the best version of myself. So if I was damaging my body and doing something extremely, extremely unhealthy for the entire time of prep, I would not do it. If I felt like it was hindering me and if I felt miserable the whole time, I wouldn't do it. That would be not enjoyable for me. That is not to say that the two, really I'll say, I guess, like the month before a show, depending on your prep, depending on how your coach handles your food, your water, all of that stuff, the last month to 2 weeks before your show is not healthy. I will say that. When your body fat gets to such a low percentage where it's just not comfortable being, like, our bodies are not meant to have a super, super low body fat percentage, especially females, that is not healthy. That's when I will say 100% not healthy. And I've said this before too. I used to scroll through Instagram and see these pictures of girls where I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what I want my stomach to look like. Like, that would be amazing. And then after competing last year and seeing how hard I had to work to achieve that look, I'm like, well, shoot. Like, this is not maintainable. This isn't a sustainable look that I would even be, like, I wouldn't want to work this hard to have this body all year round, because I can't enjoy my life. Like, I can't do all the things I want to do, and I would rather have the experiences and do all the things than have shredded abs all year round. That's me personally. And once again, having a super low body fat percentage for an extended period of time is not healthy. So when people look at all these girls competing and them in like the heart of their diet and when they're stage lean, and they look at those and they're like, that's exactly what I want to look like. Like, that's the body I want. One, it breaks my heart because I used to think that way as well, and you're simply just setting yourself up for either failure, because it's so much harder to achieve that look than you think it is. One, and especially if you're not a competitor, you should not be achieving that look because it's not healthy. Now, with all of that being said, for those of you who do want to compete, I think the most important thing to look at and take into consideration is your coach. Your coach is going to be giving you your macros, your calories, your meal plans, whatever route you decide to take. They are going to be giving you all of the information you need, and you are literally going to be doing whatever they say. So you need to do your research. You need to make sure they are credible. You need to ask them any questions you possibly have. Do not be afraid to ask questions or offend them. If they send you something and you're like, hey, a little confused on why I'm taking this, can you explain why I have to take this supplement, if you don't understand it? Because you're like, that's all stuff you're putting into your body, and that's where I think a lot of people go extremely wrong and end up making prep very, very unhealthy, and it can seriously mess up your body so bad, is when they just do whatever coaches tell them to. I had a girl reach out to me last season, and she had like just started prep. She was miserable. She was like, I'm starving, like I'm eating 1,000 calories a day. Like, I'm sorry, what? Yeah. She was like, is this normal? I was like, you know, I'm not your coach. I'm not going to put words in his mouth. I don't know what he's trying to do. However, from my personal standpoint, by that time I had already competed in a show, and I was like, my calories have never gotten down even remotely that low, and I've been like stage lean. So the fact that he has you that low, and like lower than anything I've ever been on before, and you're still this far out, is very worrisome for me. And at the end of the day, if you're like, obviously you're gonna have days where you're hungry, you're gonna have days where you're tired, but if you feel like you can't function on a day-to-day basis, you need to communicate with your coach. You need to be like, hey, something isn't working for me here. I want to compete, and I want this end result and this end goal. I want to achieve this, but I can't achieve it this way productively and healthily for my body. So can we figure something else out? Like, you need to be able to work with your coach. There needs to be a two-way street there. You have to have a good relationship to where you can communicate and be open and honest with them. Ask them questions. And yeah, that's where I just see it. That's in my opinion where it gets really unhealthy, is where these girls just go into it and they're like, okay, well, he told me to take this, so I'm taking this, or she told me to do this, so I'm gonna do this. And it's like, okay, but if you are already kind of like, if you don't understand why you're doing it or you're questioning it, like, you need to bring that up and like raise that as a concern. So that is my biggest piece of advice, is to spend a lot of time figuring out who you want your coach to be, who's going to be a good fit for you, where you can have that open communication, and who's going to take care of you and like make sure you're doing it in the healthiest way possible. That is something I recommend Mike to so many people if you're looking to do the meal plan route, because he does not do macros. I have never once questioned anything he's told me to take, because it's all just basic vitamins. Like, I take vitamin E and milk thistle. And I've never questioned a single meal plan he's had me on. I've never felt weird on a meal plan he's had me on. I have entered, besides this season, I haven't done it so far, but every single meal plan I got from him last season, I added into MyFitnessPal just to see where my calories were, where my macros were, just for like, I was curious, and I thought it was really interesting. But I never got below 1,400 calories. And like 1,400 is low. Like, I normally, maintenance is like 2,000 for me, I think. And in the off season, and something else I want to talk to him about after I'm done with this season, I want to try to get my calories up as high as I can in the off season. So when I do start dieting again, your calories don't get lower and lower and lower and lower and lower, because your metabolism is slowing down and not burning as much. So long story short, spend time, like, part of it comes down to you just needing to be smart, and you need to care enough about your body and taking care of your body in the whole process to really take the time to figure out a good fit for you and a way to do it as healthy as possible. Being stage lean is not healthy though. Like, that is, and that's exactly what Marie's post was about. It's just the fact that girls look at these pictures of girls who compete and they put like, they're like, oh, body goals, and that shouldn't be your goal. Your goal should be a healthy and comfortable weight where you feel confident in yourself and you feel good, you can perform really well day to day, whether that's in the gym, at work, like your brain health is good, you know, you're mentally like always clicking, you're having enough fuel in your body to do all of your day-to-day stuff, get it done, and you need to be able to enjoy your life. Like, competition prep and like maintaining where I am right now would be horrible. Like, I could not sustain this year round. I don't know how girls, or why girls even want to, and I guess guys too, it's not just girls, but there are people who are like obsessed with competing and prep, and that's, I mean, that's, you know, a whole nother thing. That's their decision, but it is not healthy to stay this lean for an extended period of time. I try to make that very clear on my channel, and I truly believe that I do a good job expressing that to you guys, because you do see the day-to-day process too. You're not just scrolling through Instagram looking at a picture and being like, oh, she's super lean, I want to look like that, when you don't know any of the background story. That really is why I just love YouTube so much more than Instagram and other social medias. Like, my whole purpose with sharing my journey is simply to show you guys that you are capable of whatever you set your mind to, whether that be education, getting a degree, getting your master's, getting your PhD, like literally anything. Whatever your goals are, you can achieve them. I believe in you. You should believe in yourself. Hard work always, always, always pays off. Sometimes it might take a while, but at the end of the day, it will always pay off. You're always going to learn a lot about yourself throughout the journey as well. So that's my whole point, is just I'm taking you guys through a journey where I'm pushing myself and I'm trying to reach goals. And I personally love the aspect of competing where it's all about self-development and self-growth. growth and self-improvement. I put myself up on stage next to all these other girls and get compared to them when really I'm just hoping to be the physique I brought to the stage last time. I get my feedback and then I spend a couple months improving, and if you have to keep your eye on that long distant goal, and it's just a constant cycle of you working hard and always improving on yourself. That's what I really, really enjoy about it. I think it's awesome, but once again, I really don't think it's for everyone, and that is not the point of me sharing this bikini prep. I do not want to make everyone compete. I don't want to influence that many people to compete unless they're actually, like, it's actually a good thing for them. I realize I don't have control over that, but that's why I try to share as much as possible. I realize this is getting very, very long, so I did tell people I would answer some questions if they had questions, so I'm just gonna answer a few of those. One of you commented on yesterday's video asking about macros versus meal plans, and the reason I stick to a meal plan is just simply because it works better for me. And the only reason I'm answering this in this video, because I could make a whole separate video on this, is because someone else asked me, how did you start looking for a coach? I started with a plan and like trying to find a coach that would fit how I wanted to diet. I had tried macros prior to competing, and although I loved having the flexibility of it, I definitely have a personality where it's like, when I have a little bit of something, it honestly makes me crave it more than if I were to just not have it at all. I can't just have a little taste and it like nip it in the bud and then the craving's gone. I just simply don't have a personality like that, or my cravings aren't like that. So counting macros, I noticed the more I fit stuff in, the more I crave those kinds of foods. And I also noticed that I was thinking about food all of the time, because you're constantly having to be on MyFitnessPal, logging foods in, thinking how many macros I have left for this, so then can I have this meal? Like, I was constantly thinking about food. And that was before prep. Like, that was before I started competing. I had kind of thought about competing, but not seriously. So I cut counting macros way before I even thought about, or way before I started competing. So I knew going into competition prep and getting ready for a show that I would rather have a strict meal plan, simply because it would be better for me. I wouldn't have to be thinking about food at all. Like, I literally can just go about my day-to-day routine, just eat the meals I'm supposed to eat and not have to think about it. And I'm such a routine-oriented person that I knew that would work really, really well for me. And then when I need cheat meals or want a cheat meal, Mike has never told me no. I've always gotten a cheat meal when I've asked for it, and he's adjusted my diet accordingly. So yeah, that's my answer to that question. You need to find a coach based off of what's gonna work best for you, and then based off of that, ask them more questions about like their plans, if they have plans for you post-show. Like, that's something you should have kind of figured out prior to even getting into it, because post-show is just as important as, or even more important than your actual prep, because you have to get your body back up to normal calories. You have to reverse yourself out of it. You can definitely mess up your body a lot if you don't really have a plan in place. And like the extent, how long you're gonna be dieting, just the plan. You need to talk to them about their plans, how they plan to go about it, how they're gonna get you stage ready, all of that stuff. So I would just ask as many questions as possible. If you have people near you, like if you want a coach in your area that's not just online, like that you can actually go see in person, I would ask around or just Google. I was Googling information about coaches, and then I happened to work with Amanda, and then she got me we started talking about it, and she introduced me to Mike, and I was like, cool, this is gonna be a good fit for me. So that is the talk I wanted to have. If you guys have any questions at all, please comment down below. I will answer any questions you could possibly have. This is a super long video for all my cardio people. If you stayed till the end of this, I'm sure this just got you through a good bit of your cardio, if not all of it. I'm gonna conclude the vlog here. I feel like we're gonna have more sit down talk videos coming up here soon, because I've just been getting a lot of questions recently. So yeah, let me know if you guys like these videos, or if you would rather me, I don't know, maybe go back to like setting a day each week where I have like a sit down talk, like Tuesday talks or something like that, or if you don't mind them being kind of random and sporadic like this. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. We're working out with Amanda actually, so I'll probably have a little check-in with Mike as well. And yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a good day. I got home early from work, so I'm actually going to take a little naparoo, I think. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock. So I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you weren't interested at all in this topic, I hope you're not watching anymore, because if you are, you're a trooper. And yeah, if you have time, I would check out her post, Marie Wold Fitness. She has very good content. She also has a YouTube channel. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning.